yeah, oh yeah. Oh well, good day, brothers and sisters. Alive in the garden, or from the garden, it's now. As I've said, they call me Rodney Josephson, so that's the label they gave me. Yeah, anyway, it's 26th of December, I believe. Just out enjoying the warm, comfortable weather here in Saigon, in beautiful garden, peaceful, calm. Little construction work going on. Birds are singing over there. Yeah, nice and peaceful. Anyway, I've invested some time thinking, what am I going to talk about? Yeah, anyway, I'm just kind of reviewing some other things that I've done in the past videos. One was the seven eyes of God. So let's talk about this title. The essence of awareness. The seven eyes, which is the seven eyes of God, as Neville Goddard would say. And then I have here plus infinity, or 8, the 8th eye. And that would be, so we had Neville Goddard, he did the seven eyes of God, and then Blake, William Blake. He discussed the 8th eye. Now, referring to eyes and all that, these are just symbolic, or a way to describe so-called one's awareness of things that go on in their perception of reality from their perspective. So, as you can see, this nice, beautiful picture. It's an eye, or is it an onion? I don't know. Layers. And I put Lucifer in the middle. Because I see a lot of people posting their stuff on Facebook or YouTube, talking about Lucifer is bad, fallen angel, and blah, blah, blah. Well, it is what it is, brothers and sisters. We'll get into the etymology of this stuff in a minute. Consciousness, it is what it is. It is what it is. We have, of course, language in this world, in man's world of communication, how to communicate, which is very clumsy, and it's actually not advanced at all. But anyway, it's a tool, as anything in this world. Language like gives something form, potentially. Then we have mathematics, a somewhat way to monetize or give something a value, or even it could even be used in creating a geometric shape. And then we have, of course, geometry, and then we have actual shapes and so forth. So these three parts help to distinguish what something may be or may not be in this reality, in man's world. But they're limited. They're very limited. They'll only get so far. You have to know from within, for the world is without. So it's a mechanism to be able to attempt to figure something out from one man to another one, but they may not inherently, internally know what that meaning is. They get an idea, but it's just a way to like exchange one thing to another, but that's basically it. They don't have the inner competence to know what that means. Because they're operating in the outer realm of this so-called existence. So anyway, I have the 7 eyes of God here. Or you could say there's 7 chakras. Now, again, these are just esoterical, symbolic, or some method of explaining becoming aware of your essence. Now, see, the issue is that, they say there's a contradiction. You'll get stuck in a trap. That if you're attempting to describe something or define something, that's a trap in itself. Well, you have to put some type of a language, number, or shape to something, which is defining something as it is. So therefore, you are then giving it form, aren't you? So you're always in a trap. Because for something to exist or to become into existence, it had to come from nothing. So nothingness, the sense of the void, or that stage of nothingness, is where everything comes from. So something must exist in the nothingness for the nothingness to produce something. And once it comes out of the nothingness, which I'm describing as something, which contains nothing, all of a sudden creates something in the physical. So I'm using definitive concept, idea, or word to describe the nothingness which contains something. Otherwise, neither one would exist. We wouldn't know it existed. Does that make sense? So I observe and listen to those things that it's said, in YouTube videos or whatever. But it's always a trap, isn't it? However, once you become aware that in the first stage is, the first fallen angel. No, it's not some dude that flew down, with wings and fell out of the sky and hit the ground. It's an idea. It means every soul, every being that is going to awaken within himself or herself will see the light. That's all this means. It's not some separate dude with the other fallen angels that drop down. You can think of it any way you want, but this is the idea, okay? From my perspective, as I've been had revelations, or have been asked to talk about. Okay. So this is the light bearer. The light bearer sees things for what they are. It is what it is. At a level. Now, everyone is a 10 at their level. No man is above me, beside me, or below me. Everyone is at a 10. I mean, how can you judge to say, well, you're lesser than me, I'm more than you because of age? Well, someone else is older than you too, the same as me. But there is no age. I mean, since eternity, spiritual, as it called, eternity, there is no sense of age difference. There's only a sense of your abilities or power that you have. Okay, there's most like an awareness of difference, but you're a 10 at your level of awareness, aren't you? So everyone is a 10. You know, it's like, let's say, we'll put it in the objectified man's world. If I like oranges and Bob likes apples, so am I? Do I have the right to judge that his tastes are bad? Well, he can do the same thing to me. No, it is what it is. If I like oranges, I like oranges. If he likes apples, he likes apples. You know, who's to say that mine is better than his? Okay, so don't judge. You know, you just need to figure things out. There is no good or bad. It is what it is. Now, some things may be, let's say, more lower energy vibration concepts and ideas, where you are doing things that, or things are happening that are destructive. I mean, literally, lowering the consciousness and the vibration, and creating, circumstances which are so-called destructive, negative, or painful, if you want to get into the pain stuff. Or you can do it the other possible way of, again, I've talked about this before, lifting man or consciousness up to itself as being, all with one with all, in so-called goodness, or doing it the opposite way, or because both have to exist. But your true essence is what you are. Well, again, I'm trying to define something. What is it that you are? Or what are you? So Lucifer shines the light. Then we have Molech. So again, it's like the chakras. You have the red chakra down here. The only thing is, the reproduction level. So Lucifer knows what he is sees the light. Okay, he knows what he does, and he knows what takes place outside. He says, that's BS. Politicians are, nonsense. It is what it is, right? He sees that, and then attempts to be separate from it, because he doesn't want to be involved with that. Okay, he shines the light, and that's inside. The light has shown in my consciousness that something's wrong here, but it is what it is. Remember. Then we have Molech. Molech, that's the second level, number 2. This is a strange, again, we're thinking about like consciousness. Biblical ideas, you say, the strange God that demands sacrifices, representing bondage to false worship and destructive demands. Well, praising false gods in a sense, yeah? Doing destructive things, damaging, property, people. Huh? You're going, sacrificing things and people to think it's going to do you better with that external God, which is not there. Elohim, this is pluralized, plural for gods. Gods above or outside of man. I mean, above or outside of man. Okay, so again, the levels of awareness, you start to see these things, that people are going to pagodas, churches, all whatever religious boxes or buildings, and they're praising a a statue or a plastic being stuck on a wall or something, or the preacher that's up there preaching, thinking that this God over there, a false God, is not a part of me, separate from. Okay. So that is, the next level, the third level. Then we have, Shaddai. He's like the Almighty. The vision of God is external power, still outside man. So we have many gods outside of man. You get Trump. You have Elon, God. El means God in a form. You have all these, other actors and whatever. People are praising them, giving them money, giving them support, posting their pictures on Facebook, praising false gods, the gods outside of them, because they are not them. Wishing they were them, Again, higher than the one that the one they're praising is higher than them. It's external. He's external to them. So that's, again, Shaddai is one God, external, all-controlling, mighty God that's outside of man, bowing, praying. Then we have the next level, Pahath. So this is, I see it in almost anything, especially in government, and business too. Actually, any business, because they're using methods, tools, and processes that are fit this idea of Pahath. And Pahath is means to dig a ditch to snare animals. And of course, in this representation, animal is considered people. The ignorant man. So the system is based on a trapping system. They trap you into buying things or doing things you don't need. They trap you using the color of law or color of language to make you admit something which is not true. It's this deception, the world of deception, deceit, division, destruction, and death. All of it is covered up. And so the ignorant one is being trapped to collect his money or his energy or soul at every possible stage. Whether the one that is running that system consciously knows they're doing it or not. It's just that's the way that system works. Now, if they're consciously doing that and they know what they're doing, then they know that they're purposely trapping people, well, then it is what it is, right? Again, don't praise false gods with all that power that are trapping you. So that's Pahath. This world is definitely structured with those methods, rules, laws, codes, and so forth. Finally, we're getting up to Jehovah. And again, this is based on Christianity and Judaism. Jehovah This is like the beginning of the, the I am. Jehovah saves or rescues. So it's the awakening stage that you are recognizing God in your own consciousness. It's not separate from you, not the dude hanging on the wall or the woman or whatever. It's not outside of you. Okay. And finally, we have the Jesus. This is the so-called the I am. I am hath sent me unto you. Giving all of his efforts, time, and substance to help, of course, raising his own awareness and consciousness, also helping the brothers and sisters around in whatever way possible. Now, again, these are descriptive ideas or concepts which are giving a substance to the role and acts of what everyone does at some stage in their life, whether they know it or not. Now, again, you have to use language and symbology or whatever to describe that. So there's no way to do it otherwise, because this is the way this world functions. So after you've gone through these stages to know that Jesus means I am. That means I'm aware, I'm conscious of these stages and steps of being this thing that I am. And then we have the duality deception. You have Jesus and the devil, or Jesus and Satan. Well, no, there's only one and the same. It's one. You choose. You can choose which way you're going, but there's only one. So you choose your path. It's your divine right to choose your path. No one should tell you what to do, but do the right thing. And what the right thing is, I've already explained. Help your brothers and sisters rise out of this man's world of the abyss. Create the new good, prosperous, harmonious, love-based system. So forget the duality idea. If you think if you don't know that there's only one, and you're like flipping back and forth, good and bad, well, there's something you need to work on. It's like there are these channels. Again, this is all. It's an obvious system created idea, meaning that they're using these tools and methods in AI or technology. If someone has like 200,000 followers, 300,000 followers on YouTube or whatever, and they're talking to AI. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Listen to what AI says. So duality. I mean, this is like live duality. It's not coming from within. That is the world without. They're talking to AI, and AI is telling them things. Now, what happens if that AI goes away? What will they have to say? They'll have nothing. They'll have very little to say, because it didn't come from within. I'm doing this without any AI. How could I talk and explain things the way I do? I'm not using AI. I'm not asking it. I get my, so-called inner wisdom or whatever through self-contemplation, sleep, dreams. I observe and I experience something, and I get something connects, and then I write it down. That's the internal wisdom and discernment. I'm not better than anybody else. That's what I know, and that's how I know it works. Seek within, because the world is without. If all the power goes out, who cares? If my phone stopped working, who cares? My life is not going to end. Though it becomes an inconvenience because everything is now hooked on electronic, man's objectified systems. So let it all crash. I'm not fearful of it. They lose control if it collapses. Isn't that interesting? So all is one and one is all. I have here's the figure 8. You could also call it a butterfly. And I have a line to it that could be 1. 1 for infinity. 1 forever flying or growing. This is just what I made in a year and a half, 2 years ago. It's the completion. It's the completion of knowing that it comes from within. So non-existence becomes existence, which is form, which would ultimately mean essence is the void, nothingness, where it chooses something to form into. So the only question is, are you consciously aware that you go into the void, and the void does exist, and you then exit that nothingness into the somethingness, which you can create substance in. You create a form. Again, there's no separation from it. It's just it individualizes into a form which is from the same body of one, with all the same general substances and elements from the whole body, just forming into that thing or activity or process as you have desired it to be. Co-creating, let's say. I can feel the energy shooting through my hand right now. So this is it. There's no good or bad. Lucifer is not good or bad. If we look at it that way, Lucifer is good because he shines the light to say that there is bad and good, right? But it's you who chooses which route you go on, because now that you've seen the light, do you go with the flow that the main lame stream is pushing, or do you go in another direction? Not fighting it, just knowing what it is. Right? So I'm going to end it there. This is a little bit extra longer video, but I think I covered it. I'll summarize. This is just, it is what it is. It's just waking up and going through the layers of all the nonsense that you may have been programmed to think from the external sources, which may be manipulating what you inherently should know within, because the world is without. And again, I've mentioned before that you can use any tool, but just know it's a tool. AI is only a tool. If you're relying on that to tell you wisdom, then you're being misled. You're going down a rabbit hole, which you'll learn what it is. Why should I judge? You're a 10 at your level, right? So you're all 10s, we're all 10s, I'm at 10, and we're all enjoying the experience as the level 10 and forever expanding from that 10. Forever expanding. So, in summary, this is it. This is it. If you like more of my writing and my books, or you can listen to my music or whatever, please do. Just ask. So, seek within, because the world's without. See you next time, alive from the garden. It's now. Oh yeah, oh yeah.